no earthly explanation. Sure, I have human form, walking erect and opposing digits, but my mind is upside down. I feel like a run-on sentence in a punctuation-crazy world. And I see the world around me like a mad collective dream. An endless stream of people move like ants on the freeway, cell phones, PCs, and digital displays. In money we trust, we'll find happiness, is the prevailing attitude. Like a genetically modified irradiated Big Mac is somehow symbolic of food. Morality is legislated. Prisons overpopulated. Religion is incorporated. The profit motive has permeated all activity. We pay our government to let us park on our own streets. And war is the biggest moneymaker of all. We all know that missile envy only comes from being small. Politicians and prostitutes, they're comfortable together. I wonder if they talk about the strange change in the weather. This government was founded of, by, and for the people. But everybody feels it like a giant open sore. They don't represent us anymore. And blaming the president for the country's woes is like yelling at a puppet for the way it sings. Who's the man behind the curtain pulling the strings? A billion people sit in the room that they call living. But as for me, I see living as loving. And since there is no loving room, I sit under a tree thinking about the way things used to be, pre-industrial revolution. Which of course is before the rivers and oceans were polluted, before Parkinson's and mad cow and all the convoluted catastrophe of bad ideas like skyscrapers and tree papers and earth rapers like Monsanto and DuPont have their way, as they continue to today. This is pre-us. This is back when the rough buffalo roamed and the Indians' home was the forest and God was nature and heaven was here and now. Can you imagine clean water, food, and air, living in communities with animals and people that care? Do you dare to feel responsible for every dollar you lay down? Are you going to make the rich man richer? Or are you going to stand your ground? You say you want a revolution? A communal evolution? To be part of the solution? Maybe I'll be seeing you around. More versatile than the soybean, the cotton plant, and the Douglas fir tree put together. One whose products are interchangeable with those from timber or petroleum. One that grows like Jack's beanstalk with minimal tending. There is such a crop. It's cannabis hemp, marijuana. Henry Ford introduced an automobile that ran on fuels derived from cannabis hemp marijuana. Even the fenders were made from hemp. Ford's vision was to grow an automobile from the soil. So, I'm pretty much sick and tired of being a conscientious objector in the war on drugs. I'm sick and tired of watching them drag away my brothers and sisters, one by one, for smoking a plant that God, Jehovah gave us. How long are we willing to peacefully stand by? The first two drafts of the Declaration of Independence, they were written on cannabis hemp paper. The daughters of the American Revolution sewed hemp linens for the Continental Army. In regions where hemp was prominent, such as Hempstead, New York, and Hemp Hill, Texas. Think about it. Towns all over the United States, they were named after cannabis. Perhaps the most unfortunate aspect of the anti-marijuana legislation is that it defines a crime, which is a crime without any victim. I'm sick and tired of looking over my shoulder. Every time I look at my mirror review, the cops, they're pulling me over. Sick and tired of being searched and harassed time and time again. Think about it. It's time we stood up and say no. Remember the message of Nancy Reagan? No. Can I search your car?
No.
Can I search your house?
No.
Can I search your pockets?
No.
Can I search your dorm room?
No.
And friends don't rat out friends. We are a community. We have built this community slowly, and tenderly over many years. And we can't let it be destroyed. This community matters. An old Rainbow brother said something to me that took me a few years to even believe. He said, the most profound political statement we can make is to stand around a fire and commune with one another. Because that means we're communicating. And he was right. It took me years to believe him. I was like, you're crazy. I don't even get it. The fact of the matter is, he was right. And this whole gathering that has brought us all together is a big community fire where we can all commune together and talk about the change. But talking's not enough. We actually got to be the change because no one's going to do it for us. Freedom's never given, freedom's taken. So what we got to do is we got to lock arms, sit down, and demand the change that we all want to see. This is our country. This is our world. No, real, you said it. People say to me all the time, if you don't like it here, leave. I'm a United States Navy veteran. I fought for my country. And I continue to fight for my country every day. Because I want this to be the greatest nation in the world again. It's not right now. We know what we're best in here in America? Incarcerating Americans. We have more incarcerated people, our brothers and sisters, than any country in the world. We're 10% of the world's population, 25% of the world's prisoners. And we're the land of the free? We're definitely the home of the brave. Because if we're going to stand here and we're going to fight these laws and we're going to fight this government, you better be fucking brave. And I know we can do it. I never thought we were going to see legalization in my lifetime. I fought for it for the next generation. And you know what? I'm so glad I was wrong. We're going to see that shit in our generation. But that means we got new battlefields to fight. We got to make this the greatest country in the world. We were given the greatest promise that any population had ever been given by a government. But we created duty. If we didn't demand what the Constitution required, then we were going to lose it, and we've lost it. It could be our country again. It could be really beautiful. And it is. But it could be more beautiful. But it's hard to not believe it's really fucking beautiful when you're standing here among our brothers and sisters, feeling the love. What a place, Landers. It caught my refugees a few years ago. Thank you. Thank you, Green. Thank you, Landers. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, everybody who worked to make this happen. Thank you, Mick, for doing Welcome Home with them. Thank everyone. This is what it means. Here's how I put it these days. It's what fucking matters. There's those that get it and they mean it, and there's those that don't. We get it, and we mean it, and we're trying. Do we make mistakes? Hell yeah. I mean, come on, we're human. But that doesn't mean we don't mean it. You're your biggest critic. Talk to your friend. Ask your friend what he thinks you could do, or she thinks you could do. Because then you're going to realize what the fuck you can actually do. It's good to be your biggest critic. It's good to be humble. But don't be so humble that you don't actually do something. Because you all are you guys are the face of pro-choice America. You're the change we all want to see. This is the America I believe in. This is the beauty of it all. Food crops in Colombia get sprayed by the DEA. The FBI is reading your email with something called the carnivore. While the rich are getting richer and the poor are staying poor. They're launching nuclear-powered ships up into space. One that'll wipe out half the human race. They're putting radioactive waste into your silverware, or maybe your toaster, or perhaps your wheelchair. The Air Force is bombing Iraq every other day. They don't like their government, so their children have to pay. And the ozone hole is growing, the sheep are going blind, while the U.S. spends more on arms than the rest of the world combined. Journalists are getting fired from San Jose to Atlanta when they write about reality, not some fluff piece for Fanta. A death threat every week, and sometimes life is short, when the truth is too dangerous for someone to report. And who will tell the people that free speech is a ruse? Big corporations run our country, and then they make our news. Is it media or mind control? Heroic victories or crimes? Who will tell the people that we're living in these times? 1 in 3 adult Americans cannot read or write, and their children go to bed hungry every night. 2 million U.S. citizens, they're rotting behind bars, and while they're there, they're working hard, building parts for cars. The Army's building torture schools to keep the earth under control, and they're relocating Navajos so they can mine some extra coal. Our taxes pay McDonald's to sell tumors in Shanghai, while 100,000 poisoned vets, they're just about to die. And the people are resisting wherever you may go. This is the single biggest fact they don't want you to know. From New Delhi to New Mexico, there are battles going on, and the darkest hour is just before the dawn. In Berkeley and New York, they raided radio stations, tried to turn the voice of the people into the voice of the big corporations. Will we seize the airwaves, wipe the sweat off of our brow, stand and face the beast, shout democracy now? Who will tell the people that free speech is a ruse? Big corporations run our country, and then they make our news. Is it media or mind control? Heroic victories or crimes? Who will tell the people that we're living in these times? So once again, I'm honored to be standing up here talking to you guys. This is the message. It's our message. We can create what we believe. Manifest, believe, do it. Just that simple. My friends talk to me, they're like, you've been putting on a Hemp Fest for 23 years. How'd you do it? I just do it. So just do it. Whatever you believe in, the change you want to see, make it happen. Create your own economy. Create your own world. Make it a better place. Love each other. Take care of each other. Clean up after yourself so we can come do this again at Landers. Froggy days. You guys ready to get down? These two are some of my